Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, happy time zone wherever you are, Free Enterprise fans. And welcome to this matchup between Fleury and OneFreeFitz in the All Forked Cup. Our runners are running the Adamant Cup Experience flag set tonight. My name is Xenocat. I am joined here in the booth tonight by Deathlike. How you doing today, Deathlike?
I'm doing all right. Excited to watch something really forked up as the league is. Um, I see an edge start, and that should be a fun start, at least a faster start than most experiences would be. So, um,
Yes, Edge definitely lends himself to some speedy overworld clearing. It looks like for our objectives we have defeat the boss of Dwarf Castle, so we got to get underground for that. Complete the sealed cave, so we will need that Luca key, and then cure the fever with the sand ruby. Pretty straightforward for what we need there. And then our static objective for this flag set, we just have to find 12 key items.
yep. So that just means you just gotta go. Yes, you probably don't want to necessarily fade Antlion early. Just you want to take advantage of all key item potential locations. So that would be the preference of obviously for some maybe something like a Baron key might not be as interesting early on, and maybe if you get it mid game where you probably want to clear the Odin spot at the same time. So depending on how things route out, getting the key item spots probably you incentivize to do those spots as quickly as possible. Um, maybe take a detour. Go for the extra character unlock hubs, or in this particular flag set, maybe loot your character, which is a fun uh, feature in this particular flag set.
Yes, we took all the free characters for this flag set basically and said, what if they were all just scattered around the world in boxes? So that's what we did. There's just a, it's not many characters, but there are a small handful of characters scattered throughout the entire world in boxes. Completely random boxes. They won't be guarded by monsters or anything. Just out in the world. You could open a box and hey, there's a Kane, or hey, there's a white mage. It's definitely can make for some interesting party divergence just based on where people want to loot.
I
We
would
won't see
probably
a Cecil or a Fusoya, but otherwise any character is possible.
it's certainly a thing to do. I would probably as probably advice is you probably want to loot early, not loot late for the character. If you loot and get fish into the character, that's awesome. But if you're looking for a particular character and looting late, that's probably not what you probably want to work with what you have for the most part. So if you
Yeah,
bump into a character through looting, this is the kind of the more optimal choice.
absolutely. Um, it is also worth noting that shops are going to be a little extra expensive this seed. We have shop price 200 with pricey items, so we may not see a whole lot of shopping, or at least if we are shopping, we want to make sure that we're shopping for the things that we need and not for any extra things. But it does look like we are off getting this seed underway. Let's see, Edge is joined in this run early game by Tella, and Valvalis is going to give us a wizard shirt.
That's it's nice. Tele can use it. There's
Yeah,
always can't say no to free equipment, especially like I do like making Tele a white mage more so late game because you can't say no to free healing. Even though Cure 4 does things, but sometimes once in a while you do have to do more healing everyone, and you need more willpower to boost that.
yes. The wizard shirt's definitely nice. It's not what I'd be hoping for from the starting item, but I'm not going to say no. For sure. Fitz is headed into Baron Inn, while Fleury is headed to the Watery Pass to get some loot. We do have weighted treasures, so the treasures in these higher tier areas are going to be a little bit higher tier, whereas things like the Baron Inn or Baron Town not going to be quite as valuable.
This is T Wildish, I think, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
believe T Wildish. Yes, T Wildish.
Yeah. So basically, you still want to loot higher loot level areas, as you said earlier. But like T Wildish factors in the kind of defined spaces, like places that would be more difficult or less traveled, would have a better loot table weighings than let's say Merzame. I think it's like the tier six weapon for Edge. So that for Fleury is a really big benefit. A heroin robe, tier
Oh
5
my
item.
goodness,
Really
this watery pass has been really good. Let's see, Fitz has headed to Eblan, another higher tier area, although Eblan does have the monster boxes. And Fleury may want to ignore Eblan until he feels ready to take on those monster boxes, because those monster boxes in Eblan can have really, really good loot.
I mean, if you hit on all 3 boxes, as long as you can remember them.
Hey, there were characters in Damcian. That was an Edge in a chest, and then an Edward in a chest.
I guess we'll have that Edward live a little longer. that's you'll get all kinds of characters in the chest. This is fine. Because to be fair, sometimes you do need more bodies. Some players don't care. So they can with the Edge start, you probably can. Edward probably won't do too much for you, at least in the early game.
Yeah, but having 2 edges is certainly better than having 1 edge, at least for the beginning. Fitz does find a yawn here in Eblan Castle, so that's a solid hitter later on.
Edward, I mean, Yang does need his levels. I'm not sure if you want to keep the double edges on Fleury's side, especially because
if they're gonna come with a boomerang, they're already back row glitched.
That's a plus.
We'll need to find better weapons for them for sure, but
one more is that you're already halfway there, so I think it could make do for now. I mean, you got the decent blade. At least 1 edge will be useful, and worst case scenario, you'll be tossing all the other things that Edge can't equip whenever possible. So that's a good secondary use for a second Edge, usually.
And there's another Edward on Mount Hobbs with Dark Elf, and Fleury says, I don't need second Edward. And I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, this team right now is currently physical heavy, so you don't really want to, but you'll have to at least at this point to use Tella as your white mage primarily. I mean, you'll still get the occasional weak on or maybe a different spell on certain targets, but this also means a trip to Mount Ordeals for Fleury if he decides to keep Tella. So I think for right now, probably looking for at least a white mage or another mage to kind of give some relief to Tella.
Yes, I mean, we'd love to see it, but at this point, I don't know that we're going to get that option. Especially since we're just about out of real character checks, and I don't think Fleury is going to be digging up every single box on the overworld looking for an extra character. Wow, exact damage on that Asura, doing exactly 1,000 damage with that Shuriken dart. And we get a better dart.
I mean, you threw one and get one back. That's like a free enterprise karma. Really, it's just it's like it's almost like
trade your Shuriken away. You get a white spear.
Everyone's we're running to do our key items. So we're doing while Fleury's doing the football defense, Fitz is following along doing the outline check. So.
Yep, and we do know that there is a cane available in the seed at Baron Inn, so that white spear is actually just probably going to be a weapon for him. Fitz, I believe, did pick up a defense sword in Eblan Castle for that cane eventually, but the white spear is definitely nice. Good enough that the defense sword's not really going to be a huge advantage.
I'm more partial to the defense sword. Once in a while, the white spear can be useful, but they're about this. They're both of the same thing in the grand scheme.
They're very similar
Yeah.
as far as general utility is concerned. Bagan here decided to. He's done sitting around in Baron Castle waiting for people to, invade Baron and defend it. He's gonna take this invasion personally and go invade Fabul. But he's gone already.
I mean, you can see Edge with his great essentially great speed for the overworld. This is why he has. I mean, plus the weapon. Putting any 2 weapons on him. Although 2 silver knives don't excite, but what? At least the boomerang and the Merzan, and at least that will kind of tide you over.
One of the edges is good. The reward for Fabul Jester Protect Ring. Where are key items?
Probably behind some other key items, which is always the thing. So, at this point, I'm thinking it'd be Baron, but also,
we're down to Baron in or Ordeals.
Probably do the Ordeals at least to get Tele online. That's when you're generally running when you generally have like a Dark Knight season or Tele start, you want to do man Ordeals. Less so if you're not inclined to keep them, depending on how late you acquire them in the game. But this early, you probably want this. You also want the magic.
On this flag set, Cecil is not gated by Ordeals. He just joins as a paladin, whether you've done Ordeals or not. He is restricted, so you're not going to find him right away. But Tel is the only character that really needs that Ordeals clear. So, gating Ordeals has become a much more popular play.
What does the relaxed restriction? I would have thought you just do it regardless. Well, okay, depending on how. I mean, I guess there's a proposition for the DKC. Do you want to kind of
there is no DKC?
I know. Well, I'm saying normally, but in this case,
normally you would do it for Cecil, and I hope you because Cecil is so good.
We're going for the character first, which is fine. I mean, we have a Kane. Kane will meet levels, and he starts at level 10. So you probably want to get some levels on Ordeals anyways on top of that. So this is fine. Once in a while, you do the
pick up the character before you go get the levels.
If there was like a Sid here, like you probably doesn't matter because Sid level 20, you're not going to get much experience on it.
But Kane will need it. Fitz is getting the news about Edward on Hobbs. Looks like he is going to opt to take this Dark Elf. Dark Elf's fine. Dark Elf's not going to be too tough.
Yeah, with bosses that have like more kind of multi-boss in one encounter, the XP is a little changed. So you get only the experience from the Dark Dragon, so it won't be the full experience that you would normally get at this position. So it's oftentimes the boss here is a good starter for like level 1 characters like Rydia or even like a Palom. Who needs just a level to so maybe it's just a level to get Edward a little bit online on top of that.
Young is the one I'd really be wanting to get online. And ooh, there's a hook. We have an item. Let's see, who's Kane going to replace? Because Kane is going to replace someone in this party. Yeah, that seems appropriate. Goodbye, Edward.
Yeah, kind of I'm not sure. I forget Spoon is an equipable in this flag set. You don't have the Spoon, so it doesn't. In worst case, you're gonna toss it. So he wants someone who's gonna provide more impact immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kane has that White Spear all ready to go for him. Kane was an easy person to take here, I think. Fitz is going to loot the back of Hobbs, gets an extra Protect Ring and an extra Silver Knight, or an extra Assassin Dagger, sorry. So at least Edge will have something else to swing, and the extra Protect Ring is not bad.
There are times where the protect ring shines, especially when you fight Mega Sisters or something at a high spell power position.
Anything with any of those elemental spells, they can come in real handy. Fleury is headed up Mount Ordeals now. We did see a Sork Robe on Mount Ordeals, which is a nice little upgrade to that wizard shirt you started with.
Certainly, I mean they're the best shirts for those who cast both white and black magic. So that's which is the best part. Plus some undead protection, underrated, but still nice to have.
Yep. Looks like this guards fight, we're just gonna let Tella handle it because we're parrying through everyone else. We're gonna use stop so that they don't do their nasty counters to us. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a safety. You could probably still get away with it with like using jump or maybe tossing a few items. That's a decision Fleury made. That's just as well. The size would also if uncleared would affect further fights. So you see you're immediately punished for getting the extra hit.
Queue too many things up. Oh yes, also, no, Tella does not have recall because of our paladin flag, but he still doesn't have all his spells.
You're not doing too much interesting stuff, so it's fine. This is like we're not.
It's fine. Recall is a command that exists. It's not a particularly useful one.
It's a nice
fun.
It's a nice gambling.
It is. It's gambling. It's what spell do I feel like casting today? Is it going to be useful or is it going to be a complete waste of time?
If it were available on those cards, I would definitely use it. Maybe not on this boss.
No, because
you're not
many of the spells are status effects that won't land on the Octoman. But for the guards, you could get an AOE Fatal, AOE Weak.
Stone. Those are still really, really powerful spells. So you can definitely. It's worth a gamble. Aquaman not incredible, but usually really fast early on. Once you've moved an arm through the first 3 hits, 3 damage hits. Who's magic?
Yeah, we are through that Biden. We are through that Octoman.
Hasn't shown up yet, but I did actually found it nice in this flag set is the Fu spell learning changes. Usually, if you play free enterprise with the default flag set, Fu I think by default Fu learns spells every 3 from killing a boss. You've done 3 spells, but his spells are completely randomized. This flag set, the spells he learns is in a specific order based on the levels of Rosa and Rydia, which means if you do boss counting, it takes 5 boss kills for Fires and 11 boss kills for Nuke. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Quake is learned at 10, which it's like just give me one more boss battle because Quake at this point is not important.
Yes. We did see a pink tail on Ordeals, which is very nice because we can turn that in and get an adamant armor. We will have to do a hook route this seed, but that's okay. We've got an adamant armor to get us through it.
Yeah, having adamant armor is a nice cherry on top. It's just adamant in the name. So we are adamant. You are getting an adamant armor.
Mm-hmm.
There are though on the other flag sets in this series. There's some flags. I think one allows the pink tail to turn into another key item. and there's a
Yes.
few more interesting things you can do. But yeah, this fork has a lot of
This,
fucking
yeah, there's a lot of interesting new features for this fork, but here we're just sticking with the classic. Pinktail turns into an adamant armor because it's the Adamant Cup experience. We have to keep the adamant armors.
The first and last thing you remember about Adam Armors, especially given the characters. So, the adamant armor probably best on Edge if you're fighting. You can definitely use it on any other character, but I think Edge gets the most out of it. But any other character that needs the great amount of protection, that's you can definitely give it on to Atella if you so desire. If you think he needs to stay upright during the Z fight.
I think in this case I'm leaning towards either putting it on that edge, or the Murasame edge, or putting it on Kane. It looks like we're going with edge. Makes a lot of sense. And into Cave Eblan we go.
Probably not satisfied with loot, but when you have the hook route early, looting Cave Eblan is actually very lucrative. So the only issue is that there's one monster box, but once you find that, you're all set. And sirens, yes, they cost.
Siren
and pretty penny.
Costing, yeah, twice as much as usual.
Like the double pricing, I think just affects most. I think it just affects the use
just
consumable
the items, not the weapons and armor, but it is still does still feel bad.
I mean, but that just means you just buy as many as you need, but like the bare minimum, right? So I find that maybe you buy 3. I find 3 is a magic number with some of these things. So buy 3, you'll probably be fine.
That's fair. Fleury's found the Staleman chest here in Eblan Cave. We didn't mention that Nylon Z is here in the changing room because Nylon Z is the freest non-free boss.
I mean, like a lot of bosses, they just like punching, so it's kind of there's some bosses that you can't forget because they only punch too. So,
yeah, all he does is he wastes a turn announcing that we should be falling flat into the deep ravine, and then he punches, and that's it. And he has a whole bunch of weaknesses.
We're hoping for something decent in the chest. Well, for a character not in there, but you can toss it.
We could find Cecil. It's still early. We don't know.
I mean, I'm sure you're probably looking for a character to replace Kane, and that crystal ring, beautiful, really strong piece of armor, could be arguably more useful than the protect ring, simply because you got better base armor. A protect ring kind of relies on vitality, although it doesn't really matter until like when you max out your vitality. But also dragon protection and Golbus protection.
Well, we found Fusoya.
Probably will replace Kane or Tella.
I would say Fu is replacing Tella here. That would be what I would lean towards.
Oh no,
that or Second Edge. Second Edge is not doing a whole lot.
That is also not an option. It's the wonder of when a flags it. When characters come a certain way, you make different decisions based on your needs.
Ooh, that is a great point. Fu does not learn Exit. Because he learns sequentially with Rosa and Rydia's spell list, he will never learn Exit.
Yep. This is why you keep Tella. That's the first thing, because the first thing you remember about Tella is Exit. And that's the only reason why it matters. And, because of how the spells. Rosa learns Exit after reacquiring her in Zot. So you basically have to do Zot to get Exit. But then even then, it doesn't matter here because you don't learn spells that other characters would get. They're only the initial and only what you learn through levels. So exit does not count. Rydia's spells, I think just the level 2 spells and fire 1, those probably won't really matter too much, but exit will hurt a little bit.
Yeah, the spells Rydia doesn't learn don't really matter. We're not usually looking for those level 2 elementals. But not having exit at all is going to hurt. Oh yes, we should probably actually give Fu some gear.
Well, you just pick the block. It's just like it's not. Get it. But, I mean, they'll get something. It's everyone gets a free turn at all the loot you picked up.
Fitz has finished out Baron Inn, so now he has that hook. We'll see where they go as far as, I mean, I imagine turning in the pigtail before we do the hook route, but you never know.
Well, I mean, you have, especially this early, that the value of the adamant armor is better early on. Late games, you worry about the Z fight, but there's more value early game to turn in that pigtail than it is late.
Oh, absolutely. At this point, I would definitely be turning that pigtail in. We need it. We just have a water hag here at the first spot on the hook route, so that's not too bad.
Pretty easy fights, which is always good to have, especially at this spot. A very super punchy spot, so having it end in 3 hits, have to be 3 damaging hits, even cast other spells like I think Psych, is also counted as damage. So so
yep, anything that updates its HP or MP. But there we go. That's a water hag.
Would be concerned if Fu actually missed.
I'd be a little concerned, but not that concerned. And we have the dolls up next. Not a terrible hook route overall. We don't have Quake, of course, because Fu doesn't learn it for forever. But we should have it. I did see Ice 3 on from that last fight, so we do at least have a level 3 elemental spell.
I mean, I think
we also have Toad.
Do some slightly less risky stuff. Maybe use Toad. Probably use Toad on the cows in the back, and then destroy the front ones. So anything that prevents them from to the full Calbrena mode. Get rid of one of each. Get rid of all of one set. So get rid of the cows or get rid of all the Brennas, and then they will try to form the big doll, Voltron.
Yep. We turn the cows into toads, knock down the Brennas, and then the cows will say, we'll try and form the big doll, and they'll fail because they can't do that as toads.
The most important property, because you could use with the change staff as well. So it's basically they can't cast magic other than the magic, the status effect. They can't do. Yeah, they're pretty much it's almost like mute, except much stronger mute, much more useful.
Yeah.
So if in the case you don't have the Toad spell, Change Rod would be just as effective.
Yeah, fortunately we don't have to rely on that. We're just gonna chew through these cows, knock them down. It'll say that they turned into Calbrena. That doesn't look like Calbrena to me, though.
Fitz is doing a pseudo grind. Not sure of what's on the hook route. We know what it is, but Fitz doesn't know. So it makes a lot of sense to go this route. Just to do essentially a small grind for the characters, especially mostly I think to get Yang and Kane kind of reasonably level to take on whatever the boss is. So I think understandably, this is definitely a decent choice. At least if you're not comfortable of what's up.
And on this flag set, these boxes can have some really good loot in them. We saw some Artemis arrows out of that first box. This is, if we didn't have the pink teal, I would expect Fleury to hit this area up to, just because the odds of getting an adamant armor here are relatively high.
Well, there is that that law of diminishing returns. Even though you have 4 characters.
If we have one, won't need a second one, but
nice
getting that first one is so good. Just a ribbon though out of that second box. I mean, we'll take it, but it's not. I don't think the value that Fitz was looking for. And Fleury, meanwhile, is heading into Dwarf Castle to take on these bosses.
I think it's more for the character check. I mean, yeah, that's still a key item, but like there's a character check.
The character is a great reason to come here. Get your characters early so that you can get them levels, because with 4 party members, we don't get any slingshot bonuses.
I think there's a flag that allows them to get more XP.
And it's also an objective.
Complete objective. Yeah, you have to
complete objectives to get more XP. Dwarf Castle happens to be an objective, so this will give them more XP as well.
20 or 25% per
25% per objective complete.
So that's if you can get your, of course, the free enterprise thing, do your objectives. Like this is definitely an incentive, especially in this particular fork. Won't get that in free enterprise, the standard free enterprise, but you never know if some of these get integrated in the main C2 5.0. I haven't done much of that, but there might be some of these things that might get integrated.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of new things coming out in 5.0 when that gets released. Wasn't quite going to be in time for this tournament, but we do see D-Mist here as our second boss. I do love seeing the Ghost Hand. Just another cane here. We don't want another cane.
You want to be betrayed twice? Is that what you're saying?
No, we're good. We don't need another cane. It is worth noting, D-Mist here is not going to give a free key item. That item is attached to actually talking to Sid, who's in the basement of Dwarf Castle. So I expect after we finish this check, Fleury's going to head down there and take care of that freebie as well.
So Sid is in the hospital area in the castle where you would have gotten your airship upgrades essentially. In vanilla, here he's providing a service key item instead of bedward inventory that would normally given to Ordeals. I think there's some interesting combinations. I'm not the set necessarily this particular flag where you'd have to get package and Demus before getting the key item, which is
I don't believe there's a combination of that for any flag set.
I think it's in one of the other ones. For sure.
No, it's just package, not. You don't have to find Demist.
There's stuff you can. It's configured for that though.
Yeah, it's package and then package. Doing the package sequence makes Ordeals appear instead of finding Demist out in the world.
Always a good time to sell your garbage, unless you want to face the. You want to face that boss name off the top of my head. You don't want to be troubled.
Yeah, don't want to deal with the inventory boss. It is the true final boss of Final Fantasy IV.
I mean, what can I do with all this loot? It's all trash sometimes.
And there we go. We got the adamant from Sid. Thank you, Sid, for the shiny rock. It's just a shiny rock. It is key item. It does count. So that's something.
It's like that's like 3. I think there's a quick check. It's like 3 out of 12.
Yeah, quick
necessary.
check. Like, did I not get anything else from Dwarf Castle? No, Fleury, you did not.
No, you just have to keep doing all the key item objectives until you.
There are no
till-
key items. Key items don't exist.
It could be all on the moon. That's how seeds can go. There's not enough on the moon, to be fair. There's.
I want all the key items that can chain into each other to be behind each other, except for the one that gets it started. Ooh, nice curse ring.
Yes, the curse ring will probably be on the tell off.
Well, there's that sand ruby, so that takes care of that.
I don't think there'll be a sand ruby check though.
It's an objective, so there will be a sand.
Oh, it is an objective. Oh, well, I'm not paying enough attention yet. So I guess maybe we'll find.
We do in fact need to do the sand ruby.
So we'll probably make it. Probably visit. Maybe not in the immediate.
Yeah, if it's a real white mage like Rosa or Porum, or if it's a Cecil, I would probably take that character at this point. I don't know what other characters I would really be feeling like I needed in this party.
I mean, you could gamble for like a Rydia if you somehow get a Bahamut or something.
Yes, Palom wouldn't be terrible. Fleury is going to check what sparkle this is here in the Feymarch. We do have Odin at the king spot, and oh no.
That's a nope.
We can do that later.
Yep. Probably will yeah. That looks like a could have probably used exit.
Let's ignore the Feymarch. There's no key items there.
No, we could. I mean, there's always time to do it later, like very, 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 very end.
Much later, yes. When we have levels and stuff, yeah. Let's leave that alone. We've got Keyless Tower and we've got Sheila 1. Those are options. We can check those.
I mean, given the options, I think I've rolled a seed or so for myself where Sheila held all the goods. So.
Yeah, Sheila could very well be holding all the goods, so let's go check Sheila, which is what Fleury's doing now. He is walking down through the Sylvan Cave to go talk to Yang, and then he'll be headed back to Fabul probably to talk to Sheila and get the first check, which would be the pan in vanilla, and then you take it down and do the loop again. But of course, the pan is randomized.
I'm thinking of doing Tower of Babel from the first. Just hope maybe getting the pan. Just
it's a really long walk, and you save more time by getting the tower key from Sheila than you do by getting the pan from top of tower.
I don't know. It's just decisions. I mean, there are just so many. I guess we'll.
We are going to stop by Kaipo though for the sand ruby.
Shopping first, just in case. Because you're not going to be back, so you might as well get it done now.
Yep, let's grab some life potions.
If we get like a decent stockpile to begin with, I think like it's just a standard 10. It's usually enough, but you never know when.
Fleury, you need to turn that in. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. The sand ruby was a duplicate edge, and Fleury says, "Nope, I'm out of there," and doesn't turn his sand ruby in.
I mean, look with the prop.
Oh, good, he's landing again. Go back, Fleury. That's a 25% experience bonus you just left alone.
You need to do all of them to complete this flag.
You do need to do all of the objectives to complete the seed. There you go, Fleury. Turn that sand ruby in. I don't care if you keep edge or not. Just turn that sand ruby in.
I mean...
Oh no, Fitz getting Calbrenna.
Probably would still steal... Maybe steal the boomerang off third edge. That's about it. Calbrenna...
No, we don't need a third boomerang. We're good.
Although it is worth saying that having two boomerangs has probably the arguably longest attack sequence of any combination possible. So that's yes.
Well, I'm glad Fleury remembered that the Sandruby was an objective and he should do it. So he now has a 50% bonus to his experience, which is a decent boost. We're gonna go ahead and talk to Sheila. What's Sheila gonna give us? Sheila's got a rat tail. That's something.
One more key item on that slightly growing list. So I cannot say no to another key item.
And it's a quick thing to turn in.
I mean, you're mostly there anyways.
Yeah, we just gotta swap airships real quick.
Yeah. Unless the hovercraft is already.
No, we went down the hook route. We gotta swap airships.
Did Fleury peek the boss in the lower Babel area?
I believe he did. I don't remember what it was, and Fitz is not peeking it.
Usually worth a peek. You're not shaving too many seconds by skipping it. So I think it's worth usually a small peek. But,
a sparkle. Okay, it's a sparkle. We don't know. It's a sparkle that's not plague or ogo. And oh boy, there's the darkness crystal. We have options now.
I mean, look, right now with the current situation, I think most of the good stuff will be on the moon anyway. So if we're doing, moon is the best.
I have to agree there. I feel like the seed is telling us to go to the moon.
I mean, you have top of lower back. That's about it. That's not.
It's really bad Fey March. I don't want to deal with Odin or Ogopogo down there. We have Sparkle at top of tower, which is not Plague and not Ogopogo, so it could be Paladin, could be D-Lunars, could be Wyvern. And then we've got this Mystery Moon. I'm inclined to go for the Mystery Moon.
I mean, the alternative is to sort of do a little grind. You get the Siren Axis is there. I forget where it was sold, but you buy a few of those, do a small egg grind, do Fey March. But that seems like that could be potentially a lot of time wasted that could have been done using the same Sirens to do some moon farming with Tella using weak on some of the
or even Fusoya, because I think Fusoya has weak at this point.
Yeah, that should at this point. Yeah, but if you didn't do enough bosses, Tella would definitely get
it looks like we are headed back to Tower of Wishes to pick up someone. Probably Tella. Yep, it's Tella. Tella's coming back to the party. Which edge is going?
The other one.
Yep, the edge that doesn't have equipment. Yes, take his full moon. Good. Because we need exit.
Yeah. I also ran to see that not having exit. I did have warp, but the awkwardness of trying to use warp in the LST and then trying to warp all the way out.
We don't want to deal with that.
It's also some sad moments. It's like, mind you, I've done the walk back, but when we're trying to save time, that is not very
slow. It is so slow to walk back out of the lunar subterranean. That's like a good 2 minutes you're wasting by not having exit.
I wonder
just bring exit to the lunar subterranean.
I think it might be worth doing just like the hair dryers chest just for the XP. But I mean, you do it right now here and there, I guess. But I guess we'll do.
I would expect us to just do like a gold dragon fight or something to get experience. Oh, Fleury, you wasted your time. Why would you waste your time going back to Mysidia to get exit when you could just go to the moon and Tella would join here? I think that Fleury showed that off a little bit with that reaction there. Oh my goodness. Y- Yeah, exactly. I would have simply just known that Tella was the moon character and picked that Tella up instead if I was
If,
running this dude.
if we knew where everything was in the first place, but that's just not how it works. We
Yeah.
can read this mind of the seed, how much it trolls you. Yes.
Yes, the seed is definitely trolling. I do want to point out Fitz is making good progress on these other checks. Picked up that adamant rock from Sid, is working on this plague at Dwarf 1. But the edge not having the same weaponry, okay, it does get through, thank goodness. I was a little nervous there. Sanderby was down in the Feymarch freebie, which I don't believe Fitz has been to yet.
Yeah, probably will be heading there next anyways. One of those things, get your freebies. When you get underground, there's a tendency to make that straight shot to that free key item there. So it's not too. That's probably not too far from this now.
Oh, right. Tella can also serve as a great anchor because we have a curse ring.
Yeah, that's the first reason and first and last reason to keep Tella in the first place. At the exit and easy anchor.
We're gonna go ahead and toss one of these hourglasses we've got at these double gold dragons, and Fleury is doing a grind. We're gonna get some good experience off of this fight, except on Tella.
When you have an anchor, it doesn't really matter what level it is. To some degree, because it matters what their agility is. And so if you keep getting levels for your anchor, you're potentially screwing up the anchor status. So it's fine if Tella stays down. Yes, he's the slowest. Yes, he gains agility.
He's got a curse ring. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Don't worry.
We don't really need to worry about agility. Yeah, we're getting him back up because it doesn't matter. We have a curse ring. Tella's not going to get problematic agility until level 60.
Is that when his agility hits 0?
No, that's when his agility hits his natural agility hits 26 or something.
That's when it negates the power of the.
That's when it finally gets past the curse ring to a point where it might be problematic for Fusoria being RA1.
Yeah. So you're 1,000.
We have
over 1,000
time.
HP Tella.
Yes, Tella needs a lot of levels to get there, to that point, and we're probably not going to see it get to that point.
Yeah, life potion too early. Trying to get in the. Probably was trying to get in the double life.
Trying to get the double, but didn't quite get it because we're using level 3 elementals instead of level 2 because who doesn't have level 2 elemental spells?
Needing like a split second longer, essentially waiting for.
Yeah.
Maybe it happens.
Okay, Fitz is picking up their Sand Ruby, and it looks like Fleury is feeling good about the grind, and is ready to move on and take on some of these moon bosses.
Well, usually like late 30s, late level 30s, or like early 40s is good enough. You get enough experience to do quite a bit of the bosses, especially at the ribbons, the 2 ribbon spot. Usually is where all the XP comes from. So this is.
And we've got a 50% bonus. So Fitz also finds a curse string in the Feymarch. I think it's the same one that Fleury found in the town. Oh, Fitz found 2. Wow.
That's pretty
funny.
sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Unfortunately, there's no benefit for finding the second one, really. The first one is where all the benefit is. We do see elements here at the Ribbon Room, I believe. Yeah, this has to be the Ribbon Room, given how much damage they took before flipping to Ruby phase.
it'll take a bit of time. That punch is a late punch. Ruby doesn't punch, but because it was already queued, it's still the same boss, but a different move. So that's why the punch still happens. Mylon punch, shown by leg.
Okay, we've skipped the Ruby phase. That's good.
Yeah, Ruby phase is usually devastating.
Oh yeah, Ruby phase can be absolutely devastating. Fitz is getting ready to do the Fey March, it looks like. Interesting. Kane fell over, which is not ideal. We're gonna try and pop him back up. Okay. Can we get him popped back up? Nope. Nope.
We'll miss the opportunities. No, probably getting Kane more levels. Probably he's mostly tapped out in terms of how much better he's gonna get. Yeah, he'll get levels, but
he'll get a bit better. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
but Kane's that masa out of the ribbon room is definitely worth it.
You gotta pick up the good stuff. So yeah, Kane's potential in vanilla is really his weapon options aren't as good, and so when we talk about vanilla Kane, he's dependent on jump, and free enterprise jump isn't as valued as much as a Zerk character. So Zerk Kane isn't as valuable as a Zerk Cecil or Zerk Edge. So his weapons doesn't carry out too well later on. I mean, for now we'll be fine.
We do see we're heading into the officer-soldier fight. Well, what was the officer-soldier fight? It's a free boss. But Fleury gets through that pretty easily. Cursed Tele landed the stone. There's a Dragoon Lance. That's another nice tool to have. It's not as good as the White Spear, but does anti-dragon damage in case we run into any dragons.
I'm biased towards the Dragoon Spear. I don't want to deal with Holy Elemental too much. You'll find more dragons in your boss pool, or just doing the farming. You know, Egg Grind is a yellow dragon.
It's a bit weaker though than the Holy Lance as far as damage, raw damage output in general though. If you're not hitting the weakness, there are more dragons in the boss pool for sure, and there's a few bosses that do resist Holy, but I believe we've seen all of the bosses that resist Holy at this point. Though, speaking of dragons, we found a dragon.
But we'll get that going. Kawa taking floor duties, fine. Probably could be worthwhile just zerking King.
Yeah, we will want to blink Kane up though, just because he doesn't have any good defense. Fu has a crystal ring, I believe, so he's safe. And of course, with the adamant armor, Edge is completely safe. But Kane is taking quite a few hits here.
Well, technically, Kane's shield is being in the air. He's not being a target, so it's fine when he's in the air. So that the pool of targets that will be vulnerable is really just Kane. So if Kane's in the air, your targets left are gonna be very durable. So this is fine.
When Kane is in the air, he's safe.
So there are
Kane should be able to finish this Paladin off. No. We gotta be real close. Yeah, there we go.
I mean, there are ways of killing Kane while he's in the air, acquiring bugs.
Okay, just a white shirt there. What is this moon? I thought there were going to be items on the moon.
Probably key item gated by probably one of the other two spots. I mean, there are still a lot of objectives left.
We have seen so many non-key item. Well, we've seen so many key item checks pay off with not key items. We've got 3 checks left here on the moon. We've got the Crystal Sword Altar, the Murasame Altar, and Cave Bahamut. And then we've got the 2 Fey March spots in the top tower.
Seal Cave.
Well, we haven't found the Luca key yet. I'm speaking about what's available to us right now. Everything else, all the other key item locations are gated behind another key item.
I mean, I would have said maybe doing the Mur Altar first. That's my preference.
I don't know. We're gonna check the Crystal Sword Altar down here so that the bottom of the moon's down. At least we got the pass down here. And oh hey, it's King Queen Eblan.
Free as free can be for bosses. So this is.
Yep.
Probably speed up some time just trying to kill King Eblan, as Queen Eblan, when King Eblan is gone, she will disappear. So which is another free kill. So probably will try to just emphasize killing King Eblan as quickly as possible. Though Zerk, does what it does. This is due an egg grind, which is considering did not see the outcome of the fights, but it seems like worth getting some levels. It's a slowly figuring out. Maybe things will be on the moon as Darkness Crystal, so knows that is an option on the table, but it's choosing hoping the option.
Just trying to get some levels now. Which I agree with. Let's get these levels on going. Okay, we have a key item on the moon. Thank goodness, it's the pan. So you're not single dipping Fabul today. You had to turn in Sheila, or talk to Sheila 1 to get the rat tail, to turn that in, to get the darkness crystal, to go up to the moon and get the pan from the Crystal Sword Altar.
Probably do the Murazame Altar dip and maybe consider doing Cave Bahamut, Cave Valley, as been mentioned. So this is a second dip to get the Mur Altar.
Yep. I definitely. I would not be leaving the moon with just the pan to chase. The pan does give you 2 item checks, but it's still only one thing to chase. We're gonna head back in. Remember, right now, we're not that worried about finding the Luca key. Yes, we need to find the Luca key. But we also need 12 key items total. And Fleury has managed to assemble, in the course of these 54 minutes, 7 key items.
It's slow relative to how much time has passed. So basically, every key item opportunity is more valuable, even if it turns up nothing. You have to know what's there.
Yeah, we just need key items. Period. We're not too worried. One of the next 5 that Fleury gets would be the Luca key ideally, but there's enough key. We're far enough down on the key item count that we should just be going for key items.
So we're gonna find out what's at the top of the lower part of it.
Oh yeah, the top of Lower Babel. We're down to Wyvern or Dealing is up here, I believe.
Hope for Wyvern if you're a runner. If otherwise,
we'll see.
Ordeals
goes down to Antlion. Okay, Fleury's 3 Antlion gets the experience on not everyone who's not Kane and Tella. That's not a key item.
You'll take it anyways.
But you'll take it anyway. Now Kane shouldn't have any more trouble standing up.
Yeah. Many floor wipes later. Yes, that's just.
There you go.
That's the life of Kane. Yeah.
He won't have any more falling down problems. Okay. It is Wyvern at the top of tower. We're dealing with Wyvern.
shouldn't be too bad. There's just a lot of HP at this position. Intelligence, not so much. So I'll load the nukes. We'll see how painful they are.
These are going fast.
Well, at least it's not. Well, at least it's. Well, it has that nuke is good. It's could be on the adamant, but the spell multiplier on the Dr. Ligue spot.
Yeah. It doesn't get a lot of multipliers, so you've got a decent chance of dodging. There, ooh, it hits Edge. Edge is fine. Edge is alive. Edge is okay. Here comes another nuke. Wyvern just doesn't stop. Now Edge is not okay. Fusoya, are you... Okay, we're gonna try and revive Edge.
Oh
no, Fusoya's not okay. Oh, Fusoya is okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Hey, gotta have a lower once.
We are through, we're safe. And we get a spoon.
Okay, so now we kind of know.
The worst part is, we can't reset out because that's a key item.
Yeah. Normally you get your 10 key items for just the double XP, but no, we
have to find 12.
So every key item you get, you just have to
keep it. Out of it. Yeah. Can't reset out of it, even if it's the spoon.
So Mom Bomb is the boss of Cave Valley, I think, or is this Cave Valley?
Yes, this is Cave Bahamut.
So
we're just chewing our way through Cave Bahamut. Goodbye, Mom Bomb. And we get the Baron Key. Okay, there's a second key item up here. Thank goodness.
Baron Key, outside of turning in the pan, the Baron Key has a lot of opportunities. Just for Odin spot and defeating, defeating the King Azir spot as well. So that's doing the whole Baron scenario. So
both of these key items we found on the moon do lead to 2 additional checks. So we've now got 4 more checks to do back on the blue planet. Fleury, though, is now done the moon, as Fitz is just launching the whale. And Fitz did the tower, but the tower was not the answer.
I think doing the Baron objective first before going underground might make sense for routing, but maybe the free checks.
The pan checks are going to take you back to the overworld. If you want to be super smooth and really worry about your flight time, you do Fey March first, but I don't think that makes sense given that we had that available before the moon. So let's go ahead and run the pan first. It'll take us back to the overworld, and then we can do Baron. Because most of the other things that pop up, unless we get a Luca key or a tower key, we're going to be... Like, if we get a harp or an earth crystal, that's also going to be back up on the overworld, and the Baron key would be up on the overworld anyway.
There'll be something gated behind something.
Yeah. Well, all of our stuff's going to be back up on the overworld. Let's see. Turning the pan. Okay, I guess we can forge.
Probably is worth forging, I think. Probably out of the way in services, but might be worth it, especially if Kane gets something. That's the only reason to forge. Is hoping Kane actually gets something so you don't have to use him if you find it a CC or something. But other than that, I guess we're doing Baron right now. Oh no, we're doing finish.
We're gonna go turn in. We're gonna finish the Sheila sequence. The Legend Sword is a key item. It's not a big. It's an extra key item towards that 12. We're up to 9 on Fleury's side, so we're getting close.
Baron is the probably next best destination unless something.
Oh, after this for sure. I don't think we skip, and I think we go Baron no matter. Oh, okay. Sure. Why not?
Well,
Adamant armor's for everyone.
We can't
take have an Adamant armor. It's fine. We're not giving it to Tella.
He's staying in the anchor. Your fourth Adamant armor is void at this point. feed it. You can feed the big chocobo with the adamant armor. That would be.
Well, I guess we know that the pan was not the answer for our progression. At least it did give us some nice items, but oh, Fleury's going back underground. Fleury does not care about Baron Castle.
Interesting. Well, I mean, at this point, there aren't that many options left, so I guess we have all.
I guess we have 3 adamant armors. We can do Fey March.
I mean, sigh. 3 adamant armors. If that's not enough, I don't know what it is.
I mean, you have an adamant armor for everyone except your anchor at this point. Like, let's just knock out these 2 bosses since they're going to be really strong. I guess we did walk over all the damage tiles, so we may as well walk over more damage tiles. And then heal ourselves up.
You're still gonna need to, like, even
yeah,
damage.
But it's like we would have had to heal up before Baron anyway. Let's go ahead and take the extra damage tiles on the way down here and do this instead. And then maybe we'll do Baron after this if this pays out with nothing.
So
but at this point, the answer has to be either in this Fey March or in Baron Castle.
I'd rather do Baron because it's the easier of the 2. Like I'd rather do this if I'm forced to. Like this is like Baron at least is a much smaller modicum of time, like from the whole sequence. Like you have to walk through all of it, but it's got
some cutscenes in it, and down here there's no cutscenes. It's just 2 bosses that we can win. We can easily win these 2 fights.
I mean, you have to be adamant. I guess the time.
These fights are not going to take very long. We have 3 adamant armors.
Well, Big Wave doesn't care for adamant. Well, with the multiplier at this spot, like Big Wave can actually miss, but at the Azure spot, those are guaranteed to hit. The way we game, besides a spell like that misses, is do you have more multipliers, more magic evasion multipliers than the spell multiplier of the enemy caster? So if this Ogo spot was at top of Lower Babel, then there's a fair chance it would miss actually.
Yeah.
But here with the high
here it's gonna hit.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed hit.
Yeah. I do want to point out Fitz does not have exit heading into this moon, which is definitely gonna hurt. Did Cave Value first to get the Baron key. We might see Fitz skip the bottom. To answer question, chat, we're keeping Edge in the back because we gave him a boomerang. He started with a boomerang, so he started with the back row bit set. The game doesn't ever unset the back row bit, so we're keeping him in the back row just for extra defense.
There's no the only caveat about having the boomerang is if it was in the left hand, that would be would not.
But since he just started with it in the right hand, we're fine.
It's a strange quirk of the equipment. It's a strange quirk in of itself. So.
Yes. So Kain does not have that back row glitch. I don't think we've seen a Dwarf Axe this seed, which is the only weapon that Kain can equip with that back row bit on it. So Kain has to be in the front row, but we can keep Edge in the back for some extra defense and keep him nice and safe, and he's still hitting just as hard.
This particular behavior affects ambidextrous.
Okay, Fitz did find one? Okay. Yeah, Fitz has been looting a lot more than Fleury, so that does not surprise me. Fitz is heading into the Lunar Subterrane. Fleury has taken out Odin. We just get a package from the Asura spot, so that's not the answer. Let's see what's at Odin.
It does solve the key item and I guess we're going.
Okay, that is an answer potentially.
Well, we're gonna see an Earth Crystal route into Baron because you just plop right into Baron after the so
would definitely be inclined to go that way. I don't think we're gonna see a treasury raiding because I don't know what Fleury would want from the treasury.
There isn't really anything you want from the treasury at this point. You've gotten the best Bear Swear preparing for Edge. You can't
The darts for Edge. Yeah. We're going to Baron first because.
Well, we have 11, so we're
at 11 key items.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fleury has built up enough key items at this point. Fleury just wants a Luca key. Fleury just needs the Luca key. That's all he needs.
But the worst case is if it was in Zot. That would be the
worst case.
Twist. Yes, that would be the twist.
Is that Zot leads to the Tower Key. The Super Cannon Room leads to the Twin Harp. The Twin Harp leads to the Luca key. That would be the truly worst case.
Fitz is trying to find
for our runner's errand one. Required music is best case for us.
Yeah, I would love some music playing.
Okay, Fitz is making his way through. It looks like took on the red giant chest here on the lunar subterranean.
I think this needs equipment and found Bird.
Well, that's the crystal sword. We don't have Cecil, but it's a crystal sword.
I mean, we need the immediate cash in for it. That'd be it. But I don't think that was the goal.
No, probably not. We found Valvalis here at we had Valvalis here at the beginning of Baron. Flagon spot. Yeah, okay, we should throw throw the light sword. We're not gonna get Cecil. Easiest way to deal with Val.
Eat something. That's how it goes. Nice. Does an undodgeable thing.
And Fleury is going to go to the basement first. If you're doing both, this is the faster way to do it if you feel confident that you can get through the basement.
You have to be adamant armors. Very safe.
We are very safe in this case with 3 adamant armors on, and with our moon levels, we're going to be fine for this basement spot.
There aren't too many things that would wipe out this party. Magus is just not it.
No. Virus might hurt, but otherwise we're safe.
I think Virus is like the 3rd spell in the sequence.
Yeah, Virus is going to take a while to get out here.
So basically once you destroy Cindy in the middle, you'll be fine. It might take a little bit though. But they're not going really fast.
Can only hurt Tella. It did not hit Tella, so it didn't hurt.
Rare things when you see is like 1 damage on a character. Adamant armor has the immune bit. When the piece of equipment that has the immune bit also has the elemental, that is only when it combines. So that's where you rarely see 1 damage when an elemental spell hits, and this is one of the
few. Like the only time you're gonna see it. Okay. Well, we've chewed through everyone's health. The Magus Sisters are gone. They got 2 spells. No virus today. And there's a Twin Harp! Great! We have more options that are not the answer. Yep, that's our 12th key item though, which does mean that we now get another 25% bonus for our experience.
So it's up to 75%, almost.
And I believe we still get the double for 10 key items. So we're getting ridiculous amounts of experience now.
Yeah, so... I mean, if you had a Cecil, you'd probably get a super quick grab, I guess. But at this, Fleury doesn't have a weapon to go with him.
Yeah, Fleury doesn't have a weapon for Cecil, so no need to pick him up now. And oh boy, it's Golbez. We do have the Witch Bez flag on, which means we're gonna have some random spells here on this throne.
Well, outside of
Hold Gas. Hold Gas is not random. Hold Gas also does not... Adamant Armors also don't care about Hold Gas.
The only spell it doesn't resist is Zerk. There is only 1 piece of equipment that resists Zerk. And so pretty much you can tell it can die, everyone else will leave. Well, this is a
Hug,
delayed.
count on Tella. Oh no, not count on Tella. Slap. Did Slap just give Fu MP?
Is it MP? It's hard to tell. Doesn't really make a difference.
I don't know.
I have not seen that because I've never seen it.
Slap is supposed to inflict a random status effect, but Fu has an atom armor, so he can't be hit by any of the status effects.
I mean,
and Fu had a little. I don't know what happened there. Why did Fu have a little 23? It could have been HP because Fu was at full HP.
No, it's a bug. But there's only the status effects is like
no
paralysis.
Fu cast to.
Something else.
I'm trying to think what spells Fu's cast. I don't know.
We're not taking the Rosa.
Hi, Rosa. I don't think we're gonna take you in the party, Rosa. No, Rosa can stay.
I think there's another status. I know it's like it's curse, paralysis, and weak. And we have the adamant, so
none of those are gonna land because we have the adamant armor. Looks like we're dropping off the pair of Sylph statues there to hold the hallway open.
You know how rare that is for the same sprite being used?
I know that's pretty rare.
Because it's usually two different things. Like,
it's usually two
different thing.
And it's the magma key.
Oh, wonderful! So we're going to Troya, and we'll find out whether we'll get.
We're gonna go to Troya, and we're gonna either do Harp or Zod.
Probably do Harp. Look, you're gonna come back here anyways if Harp fails.
Okay, Fleury, we're going to Harp. Yes, Fleury, go check Harp. This is what we want.
See, the seat has jokes, and this is one of them. Your decision isn't as clear cut.
I mean, honestly, this is just the Adamant Cup experience, is full clearing the game.
Very much is. Fitz is at the Crystal Sword altar at this point. Went out of his way first, then probably will do the main part. Yeah. You have to clear out. Just judging by the number, and he sees it. That you got to clear out the whole place.
Fitz's tracker's correct, I believe. There's the pan for Fitz, and then the passes at the bottom of the moon. The rest of this stuff all came from the Fey March and chaining stuff from the moon.
Fleury could have just nuked himself. Just do nuke.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the virus part, but
I think virus would be strong enough to knock Fusoya down. But we're just gonna sit through the cutscene here. We are going to get some randomized tunes in just a little bit, so we'll be quiet and let y'all listen to some of these randomized music. And no, there was nothing on Paladin, just an adamant armor. Well, I appreciated Fleury doing the menuing to the music there, and oh my goodness, it's the tower key!
Well, we know where that's gonna end up. That means whatever's in tower has to be it's left, or wait, what? What do? It's the top of tower, and we know what top of tower. Well, we know top of tower is just a spoon. So yeah, that's
The Luca
worst
key
case.
is either behind
Okay.
Zot at this point, or behind that tower key.
Well, deciding forgot that maybe it's on top of Zot. So I guess we'll find out.
Fleury is going to leave Zod alone because Zod is long and go for the tower. This makes sense. There are 2 checks here. Will Fleury do the top? Probably not.
Yeah, well,
He might skip it because he might think, oh, I left the top alone for this long, I can keep fading it. But also, we're at the point where all we need is the second Luca key.
Well, not knowing... I mean, the punishment for doing halfway and coming back out and not getting it is...
Okay, I see what we're doing. We're setting up a save. So that Fleury can check one of the routes, and if one of them is not correct, he can go to do the other one.
Yeah, you safety save because you don't want... You don't want to just walk all the way out. Like,
yeah, we're gonna check the super cannon. If the super cannon is not the answer, then he's gonna check the top of tower. And if that's not the answer, we do Zod.
Well, we'll see if Fleury's punished, because we know what the top is not is the spirit. So this has.
Yeah, we know the top is not the answer.
So.
We'll see if the super cannon is the answer, or if that answer was actually up in the tower Zod the whole time.
Has Fitz found another claw for Yang? I still see the charm claw.
I don't know.
You probably would have been worth to go out of your way to just buy
any other claw for
yeah.
Yang, please. No charm claw for Yang.
I mean, it's an okay weapon, good for when we do Mac Giant grinds, but this is.
Oh my goodness! Edge finally has a sword.
Fleury having gotten the Mura much earlier in looting. Yeah, this is that definitely has hurt Fitz. Like when you just
Fitz
to see his
making his way through everything on Assassin Silver Knife.
That having poor gear does affect like sometimes your character decision. Like I haven't been getting a lot of good loot from this character. Maybe I'll just eat him and then something that has happened to many a runner where and then sometimes they find the right weapons for them much later and you know it's a thing.
Absolutely. And there's the Luca key. We found it. It's at the super cannon. So we have required music this seed. Fleury immediately flying to Sealed Cave. Time to go ahead and run this dungeon as well, because, we have to do this as well to get access to Zeromus. Unfortunately, Fleury is not going to be 17 out of 17 in this seed because the spoon's at the top of tower, but... we will be finishing the seed.
Fitz is gonna wrap up a lot of time trying to exit the tower. Not having taken tower is going to definitely kind of widen the gap of time. I think the king eating the king or Yang would be just as well for the tower. Just for exit alone would have been worth it. But
Yeah, well, the Kane's been Fitz's primary damage, so I think ditching the Yang would have made the most sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fitz is gonna have a rough time getting back out of this winter subterranean.
So at least in like 30 seconds, I think, just with the warp, half walk, half warp. It's not. There's no easy way of getting out.
There's a life staff for good measure at the bottom of the sealed cave. In case Fu needs even more willpower. And oh boy, what a nasty boss for a party that doesn't have adamant armors on.
Like, Blair would normally just instantly murder characters. Well, Talos will be murdered, but the rest.
Yeah, these Fire 2s also kind of hurt pretty bad here.
Well, they're literally just tickling.
They're tickling everyone except Tella. Tella's on the floor.
Oh no!
But,
it's a Blair.
Oh no! A fire tornado. We're immune to fire.
Well, here's the real fire. It's called Nuke. Have at it. It's not fire elemental. So.
And there we go. We're done. Fleury now gets his crystal, and now we just have to exit or warp out of the sealed cave. Can't exit here and make our way to Zeromus.
Yep, can't exit due to story. There's a betrayal normally happening at the entrance. So yeah, that's why warp is remembered. It's always good to have both warp and exit for the situations where warp does work when exit doesn't.
Absolutely. Fleury is warping his way out of the sealed cave. Fitz has made his way back out of the lunar subterrane.
Probably will have to come back in. We probably need to do the Merle.
I believe Fitz has done all of the altars now. Fitz is just headed back to the blue planet to go figure out what they want to do at this point.
Well, I mean, I said earlier, I think the Pan and the remember Pan? I think
the Pan and the Baron Key were up there, yeah. So Fitz can chase those. We do know that the answer is behind that Baron Key, because all you need to do is go through Baron to get the Twin Harp, and then chase the Twin Harp to the Tower Key to the sealed cave. But that's a lot of things to chase. What an absolute chain from Cave Bahamut.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that? Because got keys locked behind other keys, so that's a thing. I think it's that time of the match, right? Where I guess we're supposed to go to bed or something. I mean,
it's getting kind of late. I think it's time for us to go to sleep. We can let the viewers watch this rest of the seed, right?
It's the time of the night. It's actual time of night. Where we like to dress up Z because Z. We've seen Z plenty of times, but what if we want something else? The various sprites, Skeleton, and other. I think Board has made a number of sprites just for this very occasion.
Yes, we have so many sprites. Fleury is queued up tossing the crystal. Whose butt are we kicking tonight?
I think having seen so many and probably haven't seen enough. This is probably going to be a surprise to all of us.
It's Zeromus.
Yes. Not sure from what game. I mean, there's plenty of eyeballs from various video games, so don't recognize this one off the top of my head.
Oh yes. We have a question in chat. If we notice Fleury keeps trying to run away during some of these animations, it just makes sure that it's really just a measure to reduce other animations that are going on, like spell casting animations, or if a character's leaned over, and it reduces a little bit of the lag, especially on the Zeromus fight here. Because this fight can get very laggy.
Really? That's like one of the first Squaresoft games during the era. So this is just, it was new to them, it was new to us. This first time to play. So some things don't run so optimally. It's alright. It's part of
the moving background here, especially. Oh boy. But with 3 adamant armors, this fight's basically just hit the big eyeball over and over until it crumbles into dust.
I think Edge probably is faster of the two. I mean, there might have been a silk web to slow Z down. That's about all it takes to have a pretty comfy fight for the most part.
Yep.
Z is pretty fast. But when you're clogging the queue, you have adamant armors giving lots of power and speed. It's hard to simulate. And the Big Bang probably will still hurt, but it's not as much as the adamant armors. It's relatively safe. Relative.
Yeah, we are in the territory of damage per of damage where we could get into a wombo combo, but we all have adamant armors. We don't care. No one is getting hit by Meteo.
Meteo only has this only one spell multiplier.
Only one roll. We all have adamant armors on. We're all fine, and that is GG's to Fleury. Zeromus is crumbling into dust.
That was a blur. The fight is a blur when you've gotten it's almost 17 out of 17 chaotic. So.
When you've done every check in the game except for 2, and you have 3 adamant armors on your team, yeah, this is not a hard fight anymore. We do have an official time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 24 seconds. We'll see if we can get Fleury in here for an interview.
I saw slot healing edge. I don't think it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Slap is being weird. We definitely need to bring that up, because Slap is being weird.
Maybe it's... I would have thought maybe like a hug, but a hug is a cure for.
No, yeah, it wouldn't heal for a small number, and then do nothing. Well, I don't know.
It's fine. It's another bug. It's another bug to be reported.
Something to bring up, for sure, to the sages who know all. And it does sound like we are now joined by Fleury. GG's.
Thank you.
So, were there enough adamant armors in the seed for you?
We got an entire sea of adamant armors. Tello is feeling awfully left out.
But you won't get
I mean, I guess if you're only gonna get one key item on the moon, might as well have it also have one adamant armor and leading to another.
Yeah.
Well, 2 key items on the moon, I guess. But yeah.
Yes, they were. And hey, that Baron key was super important.
It mattered. I thought I was gonna do I thought I was gonna 28 out of 28 this. I was totally just waiting for.
That,
All right, so we top a tower. It's gonna be in Zot.
it's gonna
Here
be
we go.
No. Oh my
I'm gonna
goodness.
lose this by 30 minutes, or I'm gonna win it by a pretty fair amount. So, and once I saw I was at the bottom of the tower, I was like, all right, cool. I think we're all right. Kind of.
Yeah.
Admittedly, kind of an uneventful seed. Like here, have 2 edges. Here's a
Mhm.
hook wrap, but it's free, and we'll give you an adamant armor for it. We're like, all right, cool.
Yeah, not much to say about it other than there were no key items at the beginning and then they were all at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't expect to be under 10 key items by the time you clear the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone, I
Yeah,
think,
that-
in like 7 or 8.
Yeah. No, it was 2 key items on the overworld, 2 key items in the underground, plus darkness from turning in the tail, and then 2 more on the moon.
Yeah, I thought about doing the Fey March before going up, but I wasn't certain I had the damage. Without a Thunderclaw, I wasn't certain I had the damage to clear Odin, and then
Mm-hmm.
Ogo, I don't know. I could have probably done it, but it would have felt like it would have taken a while. Whoever didn't have the adamant armor might have died.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I just go to
Yeah.
the moon and do the moon.
And the moon solved that problem because no one's going to die if everyone has adamant armor.
Yeah, usually that's the case. I mean, don't challenge me.
Yeah, there's ways, but...
I mean, I was a little concerned. Like, I was trying to think as I was going through, like, the last few overworld checks. I'm like, all right, so what can actually take out this team? Like, man, if I fall asleep at the wheel on a wyvern at Baron Throne, that would do it.
Fortunately for you, Wyvern was at top of tower.
Yeah.
And was guarding the spoon up there.
Yeah, did Fitz end up doing Keyless Tower?
Fitz did Keyless Tower before heading up
Yeah.
to the moon.
Well, that's a good play.
Yeah. No, it made sense. Unfortunately, it was just the spoon, and so of course, not having 12 key items yet, you gotta walk that out.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
And then it was a game of let's follow through the moon because who expects the answer to be buried behind a long chain from Cape Bahamut?
This flag set, you're kind of hoping that's not the case, but here we are.
Yeah.
Is there some thought to like when you saw Fu, you yeeted Tella, and then kind of retroactively regret it because you went to the Tower of Wishes, picked them back up, and then as the seed dictates, finding Tella on the moon because
Seath had jokes. I needed exit. That was really. I mean, Tella would have been for anchoring purposes too. But having picked up the curse ring, I think it could have made pretty much any character work. I checked 2 shops on the way just in case exits were there, and I was like, if there's no exits in Dissidia, we're just gonna go back in, get Tella, because certainly I'm not gonna get a character who has exit on the moon.
No, definitely not.
With exit on the moon.
We were. Oh.
Dude.
Oh no, I
do.
totally was like, this makes sense as a play. You want to make sure you have an exit caster. We don't really need a second edge. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have the weapons for him.
I guess
Let's
the
get
other
an
funny
exit
moment
caster
was
and then- Oh, the sand rupee?
Sand rupee. Yeah.
Yes.
It's fighting the instinct of, oh, I don't need this character. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. And I'm walking back out.
We
Like,
were
wait a
like,
minute. Why
no,
did I come here in
don't.
the first place?
don't
And I
leave.
even marked it off of my tracker as I'm walking out. And I'm like, wait, you have no health. Why do you have no health? Oh yeah, because you were planning on the heal from the sand ruby. That's an objective.
Yes, please. We were like, please do the sand ruby. That's a 25% experience bonus you're leaving on the table.
Yeah. I didn't need a 4th ninja, but hey.
No, you absolutely did not. Yeah, that was a moment. The other thing we're curious about, and I don't know if you have the answer to this because this is a technical question. Slap made Fu heal? We're confused.
I see the what I remember Slap from is a counter from
Yeah.
Lilith,
I think you're right. That sounds
and I
right.
want to say it curses
I think
or paralyzes.
I think it has bunch of different status effects it can do. I think it can mute, it can curse, it can paralyze, it can do all sorts of things.
I did not think healing was one of them.
I didn't either, and then I saw the little 21, and I was like, or 23 or whatever it was, and I was like, that's weird.
When it healed, I thought he got hugged. I thought it just mixed up the two, and it gave him the hug command. I was like, oh, well, I don't have heal potions, Tella. You better.
But he's fine, because he had adamant armor.
That was pretty funny.
Yes. Oh, well. I think I'm just about out of questions for you. It is a 1/3 chance of inflicting either curse, silence, or paralyze, as well as minor non-element, as well as maybe minor physical damage. I don't think it does minor
there's no physical
damage.
damage. It's just a status infliction thing. So.
Yeah, but curse, silence, and paralyze makes sense.
Well, we learned something new every Friday.
Yeah, this is something to investigate.
Yeah, that'll be fun to dig through. Anyway, I'm gonna let Fitz hop in here. Appreciate y'all taking the time to do commentary. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to next week. And yeah, appreciate everybody who's taking the time to make this tournament work. It's been a lot of fun. Looking forward to see how it finishes.
Yeah, GG's once again, and take care.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Okay, that was our first place finisher, Fleury. Fitz, we did see take a forfeit just after finishing the Baron Throne. They got their Twin Harp, which we know is the eventual path to Zeromus. We'll see if they are coming in here for an interview.
I just to reiterate, I think Fitz did a pretty good job running the seat, given the things tossed his way. So that's considering the forfeit at the end, given what was there to come, that at least from our side, knowing what that there is left, that was okay. That's that there was just more on that chain of key items that probably did not want to deal with knowing after the fact.
Yeah, it would have still been a decently long chain, and Fitz was going to get through it, no problem, but
yeah, it's more time.
Was looking at
5-10 minutes maybe.
Chasing the harp down, then chasing the tower key down, then chasing the sealed cave down before getting his Zeromus. That was a good extra 10 minutes. Yeah, even if you're, with all the power in the world.
There was plenty of generous added armors, as saying, but yeah, that didn't matter. It was just going to be time consuming and not as interesting as I know exactly what's going to come next. What more do you want? So it wasn't going to be the challenge as Fleury showed.
Okay, and it looks like Fitz has declined the interview. That is absolutely fine. We do have some more races coming up tomorrow.
think it's just one race.
I believe we have one restream tomorrow. I'm just looking that up. Yep, we have one restream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, right back here on Free Enterprise. That is Beauty and Discovery versus Narracod, going to be start happening tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to be heading over to Dravenheart, who is, I believe, doing. What was she doing? My goodness.
Beyond Chaos. That's what
Doing
it's-
Beyond Chaos? Oh, heck yes.
Of course, shout out to everyone on the restream. Infinius on the restream. I don't say name. Renor on the tracking,
Aaron War.
and we should have people should join us on the Discord to see the schedule and what's up next. Also, to say hi, maybe roll a seed. Ask for help if you are curious about the randomizer, about this the seeds, this particular fork. We're happy to help. Because that's what the community is for.
Yep. Take care, y'all. And we'll hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.
See you next seed.